Hello everyone and welcome to my class. To continue with the fifth chapter, the age of industrialization of class 10th history. In today's video, I'll be discussing about hand labor and the steam power and the life of the workers in the industries. So let's start the topic about hand labor and the steam power. When the industrial growth started in England, at that time there was no shortage of laborers and workers. Reason being the number of peasants and farmers were quite large, and they were easily ready to work in industries, right? Since there was no shortage of labor in England, then the industrialists or the factory owners they preferred them. They preferred workers and laborers because they were quite cheap as compared to buying the expensive machinery, right? Moreover, there are industries which do not require workers throughout the year. When they have a great demand, then only they employ the workers for a fixed number of days or for fixed months, and then when they don't require these workers, they were out from their industry. So why to buy the expensive machinery, right? So this was an seasonality of the work was one of the important feature, because not in every industry it was the workers were doing work for the entire year. Like there was a great demand of workers during the Christmas time, in winters, when they required to prepare things for the Christmas. But in rest of the months they were not required. So seasonality of work was one advantage for the factory owners to employ more workers, and when they don't require their services, they simply thrown out of their jobs, right? So they preferred hand laborers rather than the new machineries, which were quite expensive. Now there was also demand for the handmade goods. Still the demand of handmade goods, especially among the aristocratic class, the high class people, they demanded, because they have this impression in their mind that whatever the factories are producing, they are basically producing uniform things, same thing for everyone. So if they wanted to have a unique products for themselves, then they preferred handmade goods, which were having intricate designs, which were specially meant on orders, right? So they have this view in their mind that the factory things, or whatever the goods were produced in factories, they are especially meant for the colonies, which can be sold on large number, and everyone is possessing such a good. So just to have unique products, they often demanded for handmade. Their choice was to buy the handmade products. So this was another reason why the traditional industry does not collapsed completely. It is still continued with the factory thing. The industries and the factories could not replace the traditional working of the people. Reason, there was still demand for the handmade products, right? Now talking about the life of the workers, we can say opening of the new industries in cities and towns attracted people from the countryside for the sake of seeking new jobs. People, farmers, peasants, poor people, they from the rural countryside, they migrated to towns and cities. So large scale migration was a common feature. Moreover, there were the problem of seasonality of work. Reason being, not every industry required workers throughout the year. So many times the people who migrated in search of jobs, they need to spend many days and nights under bridges, in night shelters, just for the sake of finding jobs. It was easier for the people who have some relative or known person who already work in the factories and industries. Then only they can think of getting jobs, right? So these were the problems the workers were facing at that time. All these things were affecting the lives of the workers, because for a certain period of time they were having work, and rest of the period or rest of the months they were not having work. So they need to face this tough time, right? There was fluctuation in the income of the workers. right? Not every worker in working in different industries were having same income, same wages. So there was a quite fluctuation, like the metal industry, textile industry, they were growing, they were on their peaks. So the workers working in such industries were having good wages as compared to the workers working in other industries, right? So and there was no job security among the workers, especially in such industries where the workers are kept only for a particular season, right? So no job security was there for the workers. Then the workers were facing stiff competition with the new machineries, like the case of spinning jenny. Such machinery was replacing the work of many laborers. So the workers, the laborers, they saw these new machinery as their enemy because they were losing their jobs, right? In case of spinning jenny, when spinning jenny was widely used, the women working in woolen industries, in textile industry, they started attacking on these machinery. Reason being, they lost their jobs because of the new machinery, right? So the adoption of the new machinery created a problem of unemployment also, right? So these were the problems that the workers were facing at that time. It was only after the 1840s that when the building construction, when the road and railway construction was done on a large scale in England, then there was a demand of more laborers, right? Then the people were getting jobs. So earlier, the employment was quite large. The problem of unemployment was quite prominent in England. But after 1840s, when the construction activity started in England on a rapid stage, then there was the opportunities for the workers and laborers to work for more, for a large period of time. So these were the problems and the developments that were taking place within industries and in the lives of the workers in England. Now in the upcoming videos, I'll be discussing about the industrial growth in India, right? Till so far we have discussed the case of England, how the factory setup started in England, and how this industrialization that initially took in England, that spread to the rest of the Europe. There was a this trend was later commonly seen in European countries also. Now we'll be comparing this industrial growth with England's colony, that is India, and how the industrial growth in India was different from the Britain, right? So all these things we'll be discussing in the upcoming videos. So do watch this video and wait for the next video. Please like, share and review and subscribe this channel. Thank you.